As the dust settles, what would you like to do, chat? You are very aware at this point that you are under fire from some other kind of vessel or artillery. Comfort the owl. You know what? That's a free action, dude. All right, chat. Give me an animal handling check. Slow turtle. Slow turtle. Hit us with the roll. Ooh, the 3. You guys are not doing well on these, I gotta say. So a total of a total of 6, not +6, it's +3. With a total of 6, you attempt to comfort your young owl bear companion. But you're very quickly realizing there's no trust between the two of you whatsoever. They seem to not be immediately threatened by you, but as you go to try and comfort them, in fear, they bite out at your hand. It doesn't hit you. It nips at your leather glove of your quiver hand, but doesn't do any damage. Okay, so choosing to attack target number 3. We're going to do an attack roll. Papa Crimes with the last second entry, dude. Okay, so that brings us to a total of 11. So unfortunately, an 11 does not hit these creatures. The shot goes ever so slightly wide, impacting into the wall to the right side of this creature. And it just kind of looks at the arrow and then looks back to you wide-eyed and terrified. You can hear quite a ruckus breaking out in the next room. As you hear the loud shouts of your turtle companion getting up to something. Runner 3, which is going to attempt desperately to plea for their life. That brings us to number 1. Well, not number 1, number 2, sorry. Who again gets up and starts running. This time disappearing out of sight. There are a series of cannon shots as they then methodically move along the side of the wall. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw, chat. Looking down the corridor, you can tell if these keep going in the same direction with the same spacing, you are about to get hit by a cannonball. So this will be a dexterity saving throw. This is something, fortunately, that you are quite good at, as you have a +7 to the roll. 17! Okay, 17 plus 7. That brings us to a total of 24. You decide to flatten down, realizing that you can't move in time to avoid the overall area. The best you can do is duck down, bunker down, and hope for the best. As a cannonball slams into the wall as predicted, soaring over your head. And as you look to your side as the dust begins to clear, it looks as though Alden has also done the same, both managing to avoid the brunt of the blow. Move to Bob. Okay. Move to Bob. So you decide to move forward. For the time being, leaving Alden behind. Hopefully cannonballs don't strike the same place twice. Looking through into the next room, as the door is being burst open again. You see that this is some kind of kitchen area. Bobuk is currently doing battle with a very large, hairy individual. And you also recognize it as a creature called a bugbear. Very vicious, very dangerous, typically. This individual currently wielding some kind of butcher's axe as they tower down even over Bobuk. You have only used your movement so far. You do have a shot on either of these individuals. It is up to you what you would like to do. You still have your action, so you can attack. Okay, so you attempt to reach out emotionally to this bugbear. I'm opening the giveaway. This is going to be a persuasion check. Upgrade! Literally, just got in here, man. Okay, upgrade. Hit us with the exclamation mark roll, please. Upgrade with the natural... Are you kidding me, dude? Okay. You call out to this individual in the next room. And you You attempt to convince them best as you can that there's no reason to have vendetta-related fistfights in a kitchen when you're being fired upon by cannons from another ship. If you have any remarks, chat, that you would like to add to this convincing process, be my guest. Offer sandwich. I saw offer sandwich first. You pull out of your one of your side packs a sandwich and offer it up to this bugbear. It's worth a try. They're already in a kitchen full of food, but who knows if they tasted the fantastic sandwiches that you carry as rations. This individual looks at you quizzically, slams the butcher's knife down on the table, and then backs away from it. The turtle, your friend, also choosing to stand down, listening to the voice of reason. You realize maybe it's not the best time to eat a sandwich, but you'll be sure to give them that sandwich later if you get the chance. Okay, so with that, we will exit initiative and exiting combat as we move back into the narrative stage. At this point in time, yourself and Trenk stop to explain to this chef, this bugbear, what your business is, what you came here for, and you come to a temporary agreement to work together to get out of the situation alive. So you ask this individual, this large-haired bugbear, what their name is, and they tell you that their name is Bobuk, which confuses you momentarily, and you start to sort through what has happened. There's a little bit of back and forth as it is clarified that the bugbear and the turtle have some kind of history. They don't go into the details, but it turns out the turtle is not called Bobuk after all, as some of you in chat very clearly and cleverly figured out very early. The turtle's name is actually Roga. So I am going to change this. R-O-G-A. So you relay to this chef that you are here because you are looking for a special artifact that, as far as you're aware, bears significant similarities to the one that you saw back when you were previously transported to this new and different world. Far away from home now, you feel as though it is your only hope of hopefully being transported back. Bobek tells you that he has seen such an artifact. It was in the captain's quarters. At this point in time, you're able to tell that whatever is happening above, there is an ongoing gunfight between the ship that you're currently on and some other ship outside. The storm continues to roar, and as you get closer to the top, you're starting to hear the creaking of wood, sails, and the such up above deck. So taking a quick look into the kitchen, you notice that there are various supplies, and there's also a chest that seems to be locked, possibly containing belongings. You ask Bobuk if they have any supplies that might help you in your quest to survive this encounter. They nod, leading you back to the kitchen momentarily, popping open the lock, sifting through various belongings, seemingly of not enough importance that Bobuk is worried about carrying them. You find that there are 2 potions of greater healing. So, moving together as a group, you begin to explore the surrounding rooms. There's a corridor leading further down the side of the stairs on the left. And there is also another door here, which leads into some kind of residency quarters for the crew as they travel. There is one particular bed, which at the end of it, at its head, there is a chest. It is currently locked, and none of the current crew seem to have the key. So, I am going to need a thieves' tools check to try and pick the lock. Durnham, Durham, hit us with the exclamation mark roll, my friend. With the 7. Okay, so you don't have proficiency, but you do have the tool, and you do have a pretty good dex. That brings it to a 12. It is a very basic lock, and with that check, you manage to crack it open. Within that chest, you find 2 magical items of significance, mixed in with a whole lot of garbage, essentially. You find a Lantern of Revealing. The second item you get is a Pearl of Power. So, proceeding on, you find your way to the back of the ship, and there you find a locked door. Okay, so pretty unanimous in this case. So, looking to Bobek, actual Bobek, by the way, and Roga, they start kicking at the door. This ruckus seems to attract attention. You hear that there's some kind of whining sound coming from the other doorway, which is also currently closed, but you do not know if it is locked. You move over to this door as your allies are busting down the other one. You notice that the door is slightly ajar. And as you look inside, you notice that there are currently 2 animals inside this room. There is currently a badger that is clawing away at and rattling a cage atop a bed. In this cage appears to be a fairly mundane looking house cat. But the one thing that strikes you as unusual is that this house cat, with its dark brown, grayish, like ash-colored fur, appears to have its mouth gagged, which seems incredibly unusual to you. What do you want to do? Okay, so you decide to aid the creatures, trying to separate them best as you can. I'm going to need an animal handling check, chat. Zern Dom, hit us with the exclamation mark roll, please. Hey, so an 11. Okay, chat, would you like to use the sandwich to gain advantage? Just figured I would ask, okay? Okay. It's settled. So there's a little bit of a fuss as you try and convince this this badger to peacefully resign from trying to eat this cat in a cage. However, it's a little bit of a tussle between the two of you. You come out barely even scratched. The creature very quickly realizing that it is outmatched in every way possible, and giving it an opportunity to leave, it immediately takes it and scurries off, sees the people down the other corridor, decides to run the other way. With your perception, you can see that this cat has been kept in very poor conditions. I want you to give me an insight check, chat, because there's something about the cat's body language that seems kind of off. Zern again. Zern, hit us with the roll, my friend. Okay, so 10 total. Still pretty good. As you look towards the cat, the way it sits seems a little bit awkward. It seems to be injured on its right leg. But there's something about its posture that seems uncat-like. It doesn't seem to try and meow at you. It seems like it's murmuring. What do you do? Okay, so we have free it, which would take to 5. Everything together. So, you decide to open the cage. The cat jumps down from the bed, looks around, looks up to you, and then turns. And then you notice that the gag that is currently stopping it from being able to make any significant sound has a lock on the back as it covers the entire front of the mouth and is locked at the rear. It doesn't seem like it would be a terribly difficult thing to open. Catable Lecter, you know it. You crack the lock. It's very basic, but just enough that the cat wouldn't have been able to free itself from the gag itself. And as you free it, you just hear this, "Ooh. Oh, it's about fucking time. So, who the fuck are you?" As the cat speaks up to you in the common tongue. Okay, so we're going to go with who are you with the most votes by far. First to 5, done. The cat looks up to you. Well, my name is Alaric. You still haven't answered my question. Who are you? Okay, so you introduce yourself as Philandria, and you let this individual know that you and a band of other people you have found along the way have decided to try and escape the ship alive. If there is a way to get off it or wrestle it from the current captain and guide it to safety, that is in fact your plan. This cat looks up to you. Well, that seems agreeable, I suppose. I must ask, if you could do me a favor, I might be of more use to you. You see, the captain locked away my belongings in his quarters. So if you intend to go in there, well, I wouldn't mind getting my things back and perhaps I can help you in return. How about that? So you agree to let Alaric help your group. As you all exit back out of this room, the strong arms in your party have managed to loosen the door. There's a brief confrontation between Alaric and Owlden, which you resolve mostly by just pulling Owlden off the ground and just holding the owlbear there in the air as you enter the room itself. And eventually the owlbear just goes limp in your arms and gives up. As you enter the captain's quarters, forcing your way in, there are a number of things that you see. First, a weapon rack on the right-hand side, and you also see on a desk there are a number of pieces of parchment and a number of items of interest. First and foremost, you notice, immediately looking for this orb, wherever it is, you do not see it. You see that there is a vacant stand of some sort that seemingly is made to cradle an orb-like structure. And you are disappointed to learn from this that the item that you seek is not here, and so therefore can probably only be in one other place, and that is in the possession of the captain. So you light the lantern of revealing, and you check the room. You do see that as you sort through the drawers, there is a hidden compartment at the bottom of one of these drawers that illuminates itself. As you open this fake bottom to the drawer, you see that there is an interesting set of goggles. Alaric looks over to them and says, "Oh, I know those. Those are not mine, but I've seen many like them. These are eyes of minute seeing." On the weapon rack, you find there is a +1 longbow. You also find an extra quiver. You also find a backpack, a very small one, fitting for a cat the size of Alaric, that seems to have a mix of different materials and components for spells. You also find in there is a interesting looking collar with a brilliant glowing white gemstone in it. And Alaric asks for your help with putting it on. You ransack the place looking for any other places to hide items of importance, but you do not find any. You have explored every area of this deck and are confident that it is the only way forward at this point in time. So I won't ask you to vote on it, unless you want to jump out of the side of the ship, and I feel like that's probably a choice that I don't want to give Twitch chat. As you approach the stairs, there are a number of things that you notice. The sound of the ruckus gets ever louder, as does the sound of thunder and lightning, which seems to be building in the space above. As you walk closer, you see the crackling light across the skyline, and as you enter onto the top of the ship itself, you notice something significant, something that you hadn't even considered till this point. You are, in fact, on an airship